Hi guys, welcome to the very first lecture of this course. In this lecture, I'm gonna give you a little introduction about the HTML and the CSS. So first of all, what is the HTML? The HTML is just used for adding the data in our website, or it is just used to add the information in our website. Here you can see that this text, images, these links, all of this data is added into this BBC website by using the HTML. Here you can also view the HTML of this page by right click on it, and here you have to click view page source, and here is the HTML is open, and it also have the JavaScript, and here is the script, and this is the HTML. Here is the HTML, this is the jQuery, JavaScript, and here is this is the HTML and all the things. You can view the code of any website. And now here I'm gonna tell you these links, these images, all of these things are inserted by using the HTML. You have all of these videos in the websites, audios in the websites, maps are inserted by using the HTML. Or you have already see the forms in the website, so all of these the forms are created by using HTML. All of this text is inserted using the HTML. So here the whole thing is that HTML is just for use to make the page structure, and you can also say that HTML is used to make the structure of the site, and it is also used to insert the data in the site. And the second thing, that is the CSS. So why we use the CSS? Without the CSS, the HTML is nothing. Or you can say that the CSS is just used for to style the website. All of these colors, all of these arrangement, and all the things, all of these spaces arrangement, and this page is look beautiful due to the CSS. CSS is just for giving the style to the website, to the HTML code, to the data. So I hope you understand what is the CSS and HTML. And from the very next video, first of all, we will download the editor, we will create its file, and then we will learn the HTML, and then we will learn the CSS. And after that section, after the CSS section, we will build the 5 websites. And if you know the basics of the HTML and CSS, so you can directly learn the 5 websites section. You can directly jump to that section, and you can learn how to code the websites, 5 web development projects. But I will recommend you must need to watch these HTML and CSS lectures to clear your concept. So by clearing your concept, you can learn these 5 web development projects clearly. So if you have any problem in my course, so kindly add the discussion. I will help you as much as I can. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. Hi guys, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, I'm gonna teach you what software you need to code a website. You are able to code the HTML, CSS, or any language in that software. Here, I'm gonna write Notepad++. The Notepad++ is a simple software which we use to code the website or any language. We can code the JavaScript, PHP, MySQL, HTML, CSS. Here, click on the first link, and from the website you are able to download the Notepad++ freely. Click on this link and you are able to download this software. And here I'm going to click on this, and here save onto my desktop. Here it's going to download, and now, and here is the setup of the Notepad++. You can right click on it, and then you are able to install this software. What you need to do, just click on it, and then you need to click OK, and then next. You will install this software easily. Now I have already installed this software. I'm going to click on cancel, and now here I'm going to show you how it look like. Here is the software Notepad++. Here I'm going to open the Notepad++, and here you see that this is just a simple software as compared to the other softwares that are used for web development. And now here I want to tell you some other things about the Notepad++ and the browsers. Before doing the web development or code any website, you need to update your browser. What is this thing? Many HTML5 and CSS3 properties that are new in these languages are not able to run normally in the old versions of the browsers, so you need to update your browser. Click on this icon and then settings, and here click on the about, and this method is for the Google Chrome, and here it is checking the Google Chrome is up to date. So this is a way of updating the Google Chrome. And if you are using the Mozilla Firefox, then click on this icon and options and click on update, and you need to check this option. And otherwise, if you have the old version of the Firefox, then uninstall it and download the new version of the Firefox. And if you are using the Opera, then click on this icon, and go to the settings, or you can go to the about Opera, and here you see that it is checking for updates and it is up to date. So this is the way you need to update your browser. And the second thing is how to save the file, how to render the file in the Notepad++. Go to the Notepad++, and then here I'm gonna write any simple text, and then you need to save your file. Go to the file and then save as, and here I'm gonna save this file on desktop, and here I'm gonna write the file name is test, and then here we need to select the type of the file. What is the type of the file? The type of the file might be HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or anything. Here click on this icon, and here I'm gonna select the HTML, and here is the HTML hypertext markup language file .html, and here it adds the .html extension. You can save this file, and here this file is saved. And now I'm gonna view the file. Here is the file is on the desktop. Here is the file test. Here is the file, and now this is the file of type HTML. If we don't know the type of the file, then what is the method? Then how we know the type of the file? Right click on it, go to properties, and here you see that this is the Chrome HTML document.html is its type. And now when we open this file, then it render in the Chrome. Because my default browser is the Chrome, you can render this file in the Firefox, in the Opera, but here this file is execute or render in the Chrome, in the browser. So here I want to tell you another thing. If we want to edit this file or want to edit the code of this file, then right click on it and go to the edit with Notepad, and here the file is open in the Notepad, and you can add some extra text, and here we have to save this text. And then what we need to do, just reload this file, then it's load the new text in the file. And here I'm gonna add some other text. It is the random text, and now let's load it, and here it's edit. But now here I'm gonna add some text, but here I have not saved the file, and let's check it. Reload it, and here you see that the new text is not added into the file because we have not saved the file, we have not saved this text. We have to save the text and then reload it, so it reload the new text that is added into it. So now This is the way of saving the file, and you can also create the file of type CSS. Here I'm going to create a file, new file, and here is the simple text, and then save it as the T2, or here is the T2, and then here I'm gonna save this file with the extension of .css. Here is the CSS .css, and you can also write this extension on your own. Here I'm gonna write this extension .css and then save this file, and here is this file. So this is the way of how we create the file and how we execute the files in the browser. And here is the CSS file. This is the CSS file, and you can also execute this file in the Firefox. Here I'm going to drag this file in the Firefox, and here it execute. So I hope you understand my lecture. If you have any problem, so kindly add the discussion on Udemy. I will help you as much as I can. Thank you for watching this video. Hi guys, in this lecture I'm gonna teach you HTML page structure and what is the HTML and tags and some other things like attributes. So first of all, I'm gonna save this file, save as, and here I'm gonna write 1.html, and here save this file. And now first of all, I'm gonna show you what is the HTML. And here I have already opened the CNN website, and here you see that there are many pictures on this website and the text. So all these pictures, all this data, audio files and the video files are inserted into this page using HTML. Or in other words, the HTML is used to link the data into our web pages. And now I'm going to tell you about another thing, that is the tag. Tag is the main entity in the HTML. So what is the tag? Here any element in the HTML have the tags, and it have the opening tag and the closing tag. And now how to write the tag? Here I'm going to show you an example. First of all, place the angle brackets, and in between these angle brackets you have to write the name of the tag. Here I have write the tag name just for the example, and then we have to write another angle brackets and then forward slash, and after the forward slash we have to write the tag name again. This is the closing tag and this is the opening tag. Almost all the elements in HTML have the tags. So what is the purpose of using the tags in HTML? If you want to insert a picture in a web page like this, so you have to use the image tag, and if you want to insert the text, you have to use the paragraph tag and many other tags. And if you want to insert a video in a web page, you have to use the video tag. If you want to insert an audio file, you have to use the audio tag. Even if you do a single thing in a HTML, so you have to use the tag for that thing. Let's start. Now I'm going to tell you the HTML page structure. So what is the HTML page structure? All the websites have the HTML pages, and HTML pages has the specific structure that defines the HTML pages. So now here I'm gonna write the HTML page structure, and here I'm gonna write the HTML page structure according to the HTML5. Here first of all I'm gonna write the exclamation mark, the angle brackets, and then we have to write doc type HTML. So now question is why we are writing this line. When we render our file in the browser, then this line tells the browser that this document is using the HTML5. This doc type represents the document type, and document type is the HTML. It represents the document is of type HTML5. And then we have to write another tag So now here I want to tell you this tag does not have the closing tag. There are few tags in the HTML that have not the closing tag. Now we have to write the HTML tags. We will write all the HTML code in between these HTML tags. First of all, write the opening tag, that is HTML. Then the closing tag, here is HTML. So now in between these tags we will write all the HTML. And now first of all we need to write the head tag. Here is the head, its starting tag, and then we have to write the head closing tag. So now why we write this head tag? The head tag is used to link the pages to the other pages, and it is also used to give the title of the page. It is also used to describe the content of the page and the author of the page. And now here in between this I'm gonna write the title tag. Here I'm gonna write title, and here is its closing tag. And in between these tags we need to write the title. Here I'm gonna write the Fahd Ashfaq. And now let's render this file in the browser. Here is the file. Here I have rendered this file, and now here you see that this is the title of this file, this HTML file. Now I'm going to tell you about another thing, that is the meta tag. So this meta tag is used to give the information about the page, and here we are able to specify the content of the page and the author of the page, and another thing, that is the char set. Here I'm going to write the char set, and here I'm going to write and the author of the page and the content of the page. These are the attributes of the meta tag, and these are excluded from the HTML5. In the HTML5 this is not necessary to specify the author and the content of the page, but if we specify the author and the content, it is just okay. And now here I'm gonna tell you about another tag, that is the body. This is the head tag. This is the head tag, and it just contains the general information about the page. But there is another tag, that is the body tag. The body tag contains all the information about the page. This is the body of the page. This is the body of the page. And here I'm going to write the body tag. In between these tags we have to specify all the information that is in the body. Here is the body, and it contains all the information of the page. Here another thing, that is the attributes. All the HTML elements have the attributes. Attributes are just the properties of the element. This body is an element, this head is an element, this title is an element, meta is an element, and all these elements have the attributes that are the properties. And attributes are just the way of providing additional information about the element. And now how to write the attribute. Here I'm gonna write an attribute of the meta tag. First of all we need to write the name of the attribute, and then equal, and then double quotes, and then we need to write the value of the attribute in between the double quotes. And here I'm gonna write a real attribute, that is the char set. Here we need to write the char set representing the character set. What character set? Now this attribute tell the browser what character set this page is using. Here I'm going to write the name of the character set, that is UTF-8. It tells the browser this page is using the UTF-8 character set. Basically, character set include the symbols and the letters and all the special characters and all the things. And here I'm going to write another attribute, that is the lang attribute. Lang attribute is used to specify the language of the page. Here I'm going to write English US. EN represent the English and US represent the US English. So it tell the browser this page is using the US English. This is the character of an HTML page. So I hope you enjoy my lecture. If you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion on Udemy. I will help you as much as I can. Thank you for watching this video. In my next video, I am gonna discuss a paragraph, how to add a paragraph, headings and the comments, and how to format the text. See you in the next video. Hi guys, in the previous lecture we have learned the page structure and the attributes. I have tell you how we can define our page structure. So here I have already created the page structure. This is the body and this is the head. Here I have give the title Fahad Ishfaq, because we need the page structure in every lecture. We need the page structure in every web page, so that's why I have created the page structure already. So in this way our time can be saved. And now in this lecture I'm going to teach you the paragraph, heading, comment, how to give the paragraph in a web page, how to add a heading, how to add a comment, how to give the different format to the text, how to add the quotes. So let's start. First of all, here I'm going to give the paragraph. So for this, here is the paragraph tags. To insert a paragraph we have to write this paragraph tag. First of all, write the angle brackets, then P, and then we have to write its closing tag. We have to write angle brackets, then / and then P. So in this way we can give the paragraph tags, paragraph element, and now in between these two tags we have to place our paragraph. So here I'm going to copy a paragraph from the Wikipedia. I'm going to copy this text. Here it is, and now here is the paragraph. And now here I have already opened this file in the browser. Here you can see that here is the file 5.html. so I have already opened it, so our time can be saved. So here you see that the paragraph is inserted. So now I'm gonna increase its lines. Here, paste it. So now this is a big paragraph and it has so many lines. But here you see that this paragraph, when it render in the browser, so it have only 5 lines. But in the editor it have more than 10 lines. So what is happening? Here I want to tell you something, that when the browser start executing this paragraph, so browser does not count the new lines that is given in the editor, that is here is the another new line that is here. So these new lines are not counted by the browser. Browser add the new line whenever it needs. Here you see that the screen is full, so that's why it add the new lines. If we want to add the new line at any space, so how we can add? Let's say we want to add a new line at this space, that is on, after the on. And now here I'm gonna check where is the on. Here we want to add the new line here or anywhere. Here I'm gonna add it after the less. So we have to write the tag to add a new line. Here we have to write BR, and it have just its opening tag, it have not the closing tag. So here you see that the new line is added. So if you want to write here / then it will be okay, both things are fine. So in this way you have to add the new lines as many as you want. Here if you want to add another new line, so in this way you can add it. Here it is another. And the next thing is horizontal rule. You are also able to add a border inside the text, or anywhere you can add just like a simple line. So we can, in the programming language, we call it horizontal rule. And here I'm gonna add the horizontal rule. For this we have to write the horizontal rule tag. Here is the HR. If you write the forward slash, then it will be okay, it is not necessary. So here you see that a horizontal rule is added, a line is added. So the next thing is how to add the headings. You have already know many websites are using heading like this. This is a heading, this is a heading. So now I'm gonna tell you about the headings. Here is, after this, here I'm gonna add a heading. First of all, we need to know something about the heading. The heading have the separate tags for the specific font size and the font weight. So first of all, I'm gonna apply a heading tag who have the biggest size. So here is H1. So if we write here Udemy, so now here let's see what happens. Here you see that a heading is added, but if you want less size, less font weight, here is H2. It starts from H1 and goes to H6. H6 is the last. This is my CCleaner. So let's execute it. Here is the H2, and in this way you can write all of these. Here is the H3. I'm gonna write all of these. H4, and here is the H5, and here is the last one, H6. Here is the H6, and here is the H5. Here is the H4, and here is the H3. So here all of these headings are present. So in this way you can insert the heading. And my next thing is that I want to teach you is the comment. So what is the comment? The comment is just used to describe the code. It is just used to add the detail of the code, and the comment is only added by the programmer. It is only visible to the programmer. It is not shown on the web page. Like, we don't want to show the extra things on the web page. Anybody don't want to show the detail of the code or the text on the website, because everybody want to show the necessary things on the web page. So here I'm gonna write the detail of this code. Here I'm gonna write this is a little paragraph. You can write any detail. You can write the author and the created date of the paragraph or anything. So now let's execute it. So here you see that this detail of the code is shown on the screen. So to save from this condition, what we need to do, we have to put this text in the comment tags. Here are the comment tag. This is a starting tag. We have to write angle bracket, exclamation sign, then two minuses, and then at the end of the comment here is two minuses and then the angle brackets. So in this way, in between these two tags you have to put the comment. And now let's execute it. So here you see that this comment is not shown on the screen, so now it is visible to the programmer, edited by the programmer and edited by the programmer. So the next thing is formatting. We are able to give the different format to the text. Here I'm gonna show you what is the formatting here. First of all, here I'm gonna write any text. Let's make a website. And now here, first of all, if we want to bold this text, so what we need to do, we have to put the bold tags. So the text is become bold. Here you see that this text is bold. Here I'm gonna make this headings in the comment, then you can see this clearly. Here is this. Here you see that this text is a bold, otherwise it look like this. And if we want to make this text italic, here is the italic. So now here is the italic. So here I'm gonna zoom the screen. So here you see that this text is italic, tilde. And here if we want to show an important text, so we have to put the strong around this text. Here it is, it's just like a bold. And if we want to show a deleted text or removed text, so we have to write del. You can put these tags as many as you want. You can use these tags as many as you need in a website. And now here is the deleted text. And the next thing is emphasize. It is also used to show an important text. Here is emphasized, and here is, it is just like italic. And now if we want to insert a text, we want to show that this text is inserted. So here is the text. It have the underline. And if we want to highlight the text, so we have to write mark. Here is the mark. So now text is highlighted. And here if we want to make the text small, so we have to write small. Here is the small text. It have the less size as compared to this text. And now here I'm gonna put some other text before and after it, so you can understand it clearly. Here it is. Here is a space. And now let's execute it. So here you see that this text is big, that is after and before it, but the middle text is small. And the next thing is subscript. So what is the subscript? So when we put the subscript, so what happened? Now the text is shown in the baseline of the line, or as compared to the other text. Here you see that this text is now in the base. And if we write superscript, we have to write sup, S-U-P. And now the text is shown on the top. Here you see that it is on the top. So in this way you can give different format to the text. And the next thing is code. How to insert a code in the text. Here I'm gonna remove this. Here I'm gonna copy a line from the above paragraph. And if we want to show any code in the web page, then how to do this? Here what we need to do, we have to write Q tag before and after it. Here is the Q tag. So now here you see that this text have the inverted commas before and after it. So in this way you can show the code. But here another thing, that is block quote. If we want to show a complete paragraph that is quoted from another website, so how to show that? The block quote is just used to show the text or a section of a content from another website, that is copy from another website. Here I'm gonna increase these lines. Here is these lines. So now here I'm gonna put block quote. So now assume that this text is copied from another website. Here is block quote. So now here you see that this text is shown as a block quote, and we can identify the block quote because it have the space on its left side, and on its top it is the space. And now you can also give the site reference. Here you have to write attribute site, and you can give the link of the site from which site you have copied this block code. So here paste it. So in this way you can give that link. So this is the block code and all the things, and here I want to tell you about another thing, that is the abbreviation. Abbreviation is used in almost every website. What is the abbreviation? We have put a very long word in a small code, and then we have put its abbreviation. When we take the mouse over it, its abbreviation is shown to us. Here I'm gonna show you. First, let's see. Here we have put HTML. So now let's execute it. So now when any person visit our website, so he read this paragraph and he did not know the meaning of the HTML. So how we can know the meaning of the HTML? By using the abbreviation. Here what we need to do, we have to write ABBR, that is the tag of the abbreviation. And now here we have to put the title in the starting tag. Here is title, and then equal, and here I'm gonna put it in the next line, and in the title we have to write its meaning, complete letter, what it stands for. Here is hypertext markup language, it is the abbreviation. Now save it, render it, and now anybody takes the mouse over it, so its abbreviation is shown to us. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion on Udemy in my course. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. Hi guys, in the previous lecture we have learned the paragraph, the comment, how to add the heading, how to add the quote, and now in this lecture we are going to learn the anchor tag. So first of all, what is the anchor tag? That anchor tag is an element. By using this element you can add a link in our web page. So now here I'm gonna show you what is the anchor tag. Here I'm gonna open the Wikipedia. Click on the first link, and here you see that these are the links. These are added by using the anchor tag. So what you need to do, you have to put a anchor tag, and then you have to specify a destination of an anchor tag. This is just a simple text. When we click on it, so here you can go to an other page. So this is the thing, this is the hyper reference or the destination. So now here I'm gonna give a link. I'm gonna create an anchor tag. First of all, what we need to do, we have to write A in the angle brackets, that is the anchor tag, and here is its closing tag. And in between these two tags you have to write the text that is appear on the screen. Here you see that here is the cominius, whatever we call it, and now here I'm gonna write this text. Here I'm gonna give the link of the Google search engine. So here I'm gonna write Google, and now here we have to specify the hyper reference. When we click on the Google, so the page goes to a destination. Here I'm going to write https www.google.com, and now the link is created. Here I'm going to reload the page. Here is the link, and when we click on it, so it goes to the google.com Google search engine. Here you see that the Google search engine is open, but you can also able to give the link of any other website. Here I'm gonna copy this link and then paste it here, and now when we click on the link, so it goes to Wikipedia. Here is, I'm gonna back it, and here click on it, and now the Wikipedia is open. And you can also give the link of the image. Here I'm gonna open the Pitbull image, Pitbull, lovely singer, and here is Pitbull, and here I'm gonna open this image and click on view image. And now here I'm gonna copy this link, and then here I'm gonna paste this link here. So now when we click on the link, so that image will be open. Here I'm gonna open that page. Here is the page. This is the web page, and now click on it, and here you see that this image is open. So this is the way we can also give the link of the image. But here I want to tell you another thing. When we click on this link, so the image is open in this tab. It will not be open in another tab, or in other words, when we click on the links, so the destination page is open in the new tab. So here I'm gonna open this image in the new tab. Here in the opening tag you have to write target, and then here if we write underscore blank, target value is underscore blank, then the destination will be open in the new tab. Here I'm going to reload it. So here you see that the picture is open in the new tab, and you can also apply this target on the links of the websites, on the search engines, all the things. And now I want to show you another thing, that is how to insert the image in the page. Here I'm going to show you how to insert the image. Here, leave this and come on here. First of all, we have to write the image tag. It have not the closing tag. And now in the opening tag we have to give the source, the address of the image, and the name and the extension of the image. So here I want to tell you something. Here is the image. Here is our HTML5 file, that is the 6.html, and here is a picture that is for, its name is 4, and its type is JPG. Here you see that its type is JPG. And now both things are in the same folder. So now how to write the source when the image and the HTML file in the same folder? We have to directly write the name and the extension of the image, so it will be loaded. Here I'm gonna reload this page, and here is the image and here is the link. And here another condition is if the image is present in a other folder. Here is, its name is E. I'm gonna give it E name, and then here I'm gonna cut this image and paste it here. So now image is in another folder that is existing in the same folder where the 6.html place. So now we have to write the folder name before the name of the image, and we have to write the / image is in the E folder. And now here you see that the image is still present, but here if we edit the name of the folder, so it's the wrong folder, so here is the image is not loaded. So here, and now here I want to tell you another thing, that is if the image is present in any place in our computer. So here I'm gonna place the image. I have already cut the image, so now here I'm gonna place the image in my program files in the C. Here I'm gonna cut the image. Here is the image. So now here I'm gonna place it in my program files, and now here is the image. It is now in the program file in the C directory, and my HTML5 file is in the D, local disk D. And now here what we need to do, we have to click on this bar and we have to copy the address, the complete address of the image. Here I have copied this, and now here we have to write that address and then a /. The image is in the C local disk and then a program file and then the image, and here we have to make all the backward slashes to the forward slashes, and now here is the image is still present, and here I'm gonna change its directory so it is not loaded. So in this way, when the image is present in any place in our computer, you have to give the complete address, and you can get that address by simply clicking on the bar. And now here I want to tell you another thing, that is here you can give the alternative. Alt means alternative. Here you can write any text when the image is not load, so this text is shown on the screen. When our internet connection is too slow, so this text will be shown on the screen. Here I'm gonna write sorry, it's not loaded. And now here I'm gonna change this directory so the image is not load and this text is shown on the screen. And if the image is loaded, so this text is not going to be shown on the screen. And here I want to tell you another thing, we are also able to provide a link on the image when we click on the image, so a specific website is open. Here I'm gonna make this link in the comment. Here is, and now here is the image, and what we need to do to produce a link on an image, here we have to write the anchor tags, and here is the closing tag. And now in between these anchor tags you have to write the image and then the source. And now what we need to do, we have to insert the image at the place of the text. Here you see that we have write the Google in between two tags. Now we are gonna insert the image. Here I'm gonna copy this and then paste it here. And here in the opening tag we have to write hyper reference, and here I'm gonna write the link of google.com. So now when we click on the image, so this destination is going to be open. Here is load this, and here you see that this image is not have any link. When we click on it, so no page is going to be open. And here when we click on this image, so here you see that Google search engine is going to be open. Here we have put the wrong name. Here we have write 4 W's, we have to write 3. And here I'm gonna reload it, and here is the Google search engine is going to be open. Here it is. And the next thing is the table. The tables in the HTML also have the rows and the columns like the simple table. Here I'm going to show you a picture of the table. Here you see that we are going to create the table like this. First of all, we will create the first row. It have the headings, then the second row, then the third row, then the fourth row. So here I'm not going to put the colors like this on the table because we need to use the CSS. I'm gonna use the CSS in my next section, in the CSS section, so that's why here I'm gonna create the simple table only in the HTML. So first of all, what we need to do here, I'm gonna make this thing in the comment. Here is the comment. And now here I'm gonna create the table. So first of all, what we need to do, we need to put the table tag. Here is the table tag, its opening, and here is its closing tag. And now here what we need to do, we have to put the first row. First row contain the heading, and first of all we have to put the tags for the first row. It means TR means table row, and it will create the first row in the table. And now what we need to do, we have to put these table headings, and we have to put these table headings in the first row. And here I'm gonna put these table headings in the th tag. Th stands for table heading. Here is the table heading, and here we have to put the number. This is the first row, and now here I'm gonna put the second table heading, third and fourth. Here I'm gonna increase it. Here it is. And now here I'm gonna write first name, and here is last name, and now here is the roll number. So now let's reload it. These things are loaded. Here I'm gonna backward, and now here you see that this table is created, and now here you see that there is no border, there is no separation. We will put the separation later. And now the first row is created, and now what we need to do, we have to create another tr tags, and we need to put this number, then this first name, last name, and 94. In the HTML, we have to create the table row wise. First of all, we will create first row, then put its data, then the second row, then put its data, and here is the table row. And here what we need to do, first of all, we have to put the number, and here this is the table data. We have to write table data, TD. Here is the TD, stands for table data. This is the table heading, and here I'm gonna write first number, and here is the last name. Here I'm gonna put Steve, and here is the last name is Jonas. And now here I'm gonna put its roll number is 97. And now let's reload it. So here you see that this is the second row. Number is present here, first name is here, Jonah is here, and here is the 97s. So now this is the second row of the data. In this way you have to put the third row and then put its data here. I'm gonna copy it. Here it is. And now here is this, and now here is the third one, and here I'm gonna paste, increase this row, and now here it is. And now here I want to tell you something, that is the border. We are also able to apply the separation lines on it. What we need to do, in the opening tag you have to write border 1. Here is the 1. So now it will create the border around all the table things. Here I'm gonna zoom it. Here you see that the borders are double. We will make this border single by using the CSS, but in the next section. And now here you see that the space inside these cells are low, so I'm gonna increase these space inside the cell. We have to apply the cell padding. Here is the cell padding equal, and here I'm gonna write 1, so it is 1 pixel. So now here you see that it is literally increased. Here I'm gonna write 10, then it will be increased gradually. Here it is. So in this way you can create a table. And if you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion. I will see you in the next lecture. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video. Hi guys, in this lecture I'm gonna teach you HTML list, and there are many types of list. I'm gonna teach you each and everything about list, and then the HTML frame, how to insert a frame in a HTML page, and then block level elements and inline elements. So first of all, start with the HTML list. There are 3 types of HTML list. First is unordered list, second is order list, and the third one is the description list. So let's start with the first, unordered list. So for the unordered list we have to write the tag ul define the unordered list, and here is its closing tag. And now in between this we are able to put the list items. For this we have to write the tag opening and closing tag li define the list item, and here we are able to put the tea and all the things that we want. Here is the coffee, and here is the milk, and here is the cell, and let's check it. Here you see that this is the unordered list. It have not any numbering or anything on its left side, so it is unordered. And you can also remove these bullets with the CSS, but here I'm not gonna discuss the CSS. And the second type of the list is ordered list. So how to make the ordered list? If we change a little thing in the unordered list, so we can make the ordered list. What we need to do, just change this ul to ol define the order list. So now let's check it how it look like. So here you see that this unordered list is become the order list, and it have the numbering. So the order list also have the list item. You can put the list items as many as you want, and here you can also change these numbers to the Roman numbers and the alphabet, English alphabets. And now here I'm gonna put here the type attribute, and if we put the uppercase I, so the numbering is changed into the uppercase Roman. Here is the uppercase Roman, and if we write only lowercase I, so there is a lowercase Roman. And if we change it to the uppercase or uppercase A, then it shows the uppercase alphabets, and if low, then it shows the lowercase alphabets. And if we want to print the numbers, then simply write the 1, then it prints the 1 2 3 4. So now this is the order and unordered list. So now I'm gonna describe the description list. So what is the description list? The description list contains two things. First thing is the term. Description list contain a term, and it also contain the description of that term. So here I'm going to create the description list DL tag, and its closing tag. Here is its closing tag. And now in between these tags, here first of all what we need to do, we need to write the DT. DT defines the description term, and this DL defines the description list. So here we need to write the closing tag, and here in between this I'm gonna write T. T is the description term, and after this we need to write the description. Here is the closing tag, and now here we are able to write the description of the tea. Here I'm gonna write I will drink it. So now here you see that this is the term, and here is the description. And using this strategy you can create the description list and description terms as many as you want. Here I'm gonna create some others here, and so now save it. Here what you need to do, just here add the space. Here let's save it, and here you see that it is added. So now here I'm gonna show you another thing, that is HTML frame, how to add the frame in a HTML page. So first of all, what is the frame? What is the HTML frame? The HTML frame is used to add another website in our web page. So let's start here. Here I'm gonna add another website in our page. So first of all, what we need to write iframe. It is the opening tag and then the closing tag. Here is the iframe, and here we need to write the source, and here I'm gonna add any other website like CNN or w3schools.com. Here I'm gonna copy this link and paste it here, and now let's refresh. This is the w3schools.com, and now refresh this page, and here you see that w3schools.com is added into this frame, and here is the menu and all the things. So you can also add the width and height. Here I'm gonna add the width and height. Here is the width. I'm gonna add the 500, and here is the height is 200. So now let's check it, and here it is added. So now you can add any website in your web page. So now I'm gonna teach you the block level elements. So what is the block level elements? Block level elements are those elements which is started with the new line and end at the new line. We can also say that every block level element have the new line at the start and at the end. So here I'm gonna add I'm gonna write a block level element. Heading is a block level element, and here I'm gonna write head, and here is the h1, and now I'm gonna copy this and paste it at the start, so you can see the new line clearly. And here you see that before the head there is a new line, and after the head there is also a new line. So the block level elements are just like a block. It covers the new line before and after it. So now there is another block level element, that is the div. So first of all, what is the div? This is the w3schools.com. So almost every website is built into the div. So what is the div? The div is used to manage the content in the website. Here this is the div, this is the div, and all these things are managed using the div. And here I'm gonna show you the page source, and here you will see the divs. Here you can see this is a div, this is a div, this is a div, and all of the block of the content is placed inside the div. So there is another definition of the div. The div is a container for other HTML elements, or we can also say that it is used to manage the content of the website. It is used to give the style to the block of the content. So now here, how to write the div? Here is the starting tag, and here is the closing tag, and in between this we can place any HTML element or any text, and here is the div. But here I'm not going into the detail, because we need to apply the CSS to explain the div. So I will explain the div in the next section. And now here I'm gonna explain the inline elements. Here I'm gonna explain the inline element. So what is the inline element? When we create any inline element, so there is no new line is created before and after it, and the inline element is used to place the small text in the web pages. Here I'm gonna create an inline element, that is span, and it is just used for placing the small text, and we are able to give the style to this small text, and there is no new line before and after it. Here you can see that. So this is all. So I hope you understand my lecture. If you have any problems, so kindly contact me. I will help you as much as I can. In my next lecture I'm gonna discuss how to create a form, how to create an input field, how to create the radio buttons, and all the form that you can see on the Facebook. So I will meet you in the next lecture. Hi guys, in this lecture I'm gonna teach you how to create a form and how to take the different input values from the form. And now let's check it. Here I'm gonna show you a form. Here is a Facebook page, and now you're gonna see the form, and here you see that this is a form. This is a text field where we can input our name, and here is the email text field, and here is the email field, and here we can input the password and we can select the gender. So now I'm gonna teach you each and everything how to create this form or any form. So first of all, to create a form we need to place the form tag. Here is the starting tag and here is the closing tag. So in between these tags we need to write all the form code. So first of all, to create an input field like this, we need to write a tag whose name is input tag. The input tag have not any closing tag. So now we need to write the type of this input field. So I'm gonna write the type of the input field is text. This is just a text field like this. This is a text field, and now let's check it. Here you see that a text field is created. So this is a way to create a text field, but now here I'm gonna place a text to navigate this text field. Here I'm gonna place label, is the label, and its closing tag, and here I'm gonna write the first name. And now let's check it, and here is the first name. And we are able to create the second field and third field. And now here I'm gonna copy this. So now here I'm gonna write the last name, and it is also the type of text, and here it is created last name. And here you see that a new line is not added, so here I'm gonna add a new line by the line break. And here I have not write the forward slash. It depends upon you, it is not necessary. If you write the forward slash then it is good. So now this is the way of creating a text field, a simple text field. But now I am gonna teach you how to create the radio buttons like this. Here these are the radio buttons to select the gender, and now I'm gonna create the radio buttons like this. So now I'm gonna copy this, and here I'm gonna edit this gender, and now we have to change its type to radio. Here is the radio, and now here I'm gonna write the male, and now copy this, and here is the female, and now let's execute it. Here you see that these radio buttons are created, but here you see that when we select in this form we are able to select only one radio button, but here you are able to select both of these because we have not give it the name and the value. So now what is the name and the value? Name is just an attribute, and we are able to assign the name to all the input fields, and then we have the value of all the input fields. So now I'm gonna give it a name. Here I'm gonna write the gender. This field have the name gender, and this field also have the name gender. So now this field have the value male. When we select this field, then gender have the value male, and when we select this field, then the gender have the value female. Here is the female. So now at a time we can select only one value. Here you see that both values are not selected. So this is the way of creating the radio buttons, and later I will teach you how to create the other things. And now I want to tell you about the submit button. Here you see that this is a submit button. When we click on it, then you will go to another destination and the form is submitted. So how to create it? Here what we need to do, we need to create an input field of type submit. Here is the submit. So now it is created. Here you can see this button is created, but you can also edit this text. Here I'm gonna edit this text. How to do it? Give it a value equal, and I'm gonna write sign up, and here I'm gonna add the BR. So now here you see that this sign up button is created. And now I want to tell you some other thing that is related to the form. When we click on the submit button, here when we click on this submit button, then the form is submitted to a special page. All the values in the form or go to another page, and that page will save the values to the database. When you click on the submit button, then the values are submitted into the databases, values are stored into the databases. Then how to write the address of the page. Here we need to write the action. When we click on the submit button, then this action contain the destination of the form values. Here I'm going to write a.html or php. You can write any destination. So this is the destination. I have just write an example. And another thing is the method, how the values travel to the destination page. So here write the method attribute, and then we have to write the method. Here we are able to write two methods. First is get. The get value is used when we want to send the common information like search engine queries, and the such ordinary information is travel using the get method. But if we want to send the secret information or the passwords, then we need to use the post, because all the values, when we use the get method, then all the values, form values, are accessible through the page address, and in the post method these values are not accessible through the page address. So now I am going to tell you about another thing, that is how to create these select options. And all these things I will teach you, these things, input type things, these three fields, in my next lecture. So now let's create the select options like this. So first of all, to create the options, we need to write the select tag. Here is the select, and then it's closing tag. And here is I'm gonna give it a name country. I am gonna create the options of the countries, list of the countries. So now here we need to write the option tag, option, and here is its closing tag. And then in between this we are able to write any option. Here I'm gonna write China, and then here I'm gonna write US, and then Europe. So now these options are created, and now let's look at it. And here is the selective option, and now here I'm gonna add the BR, then you can watch it clearly. Here you can see that this option is created. This is the option China, US, Europe, like this. Here are the months. So using this method you can create the dates and the month and anything you want. And then what you need to do, you need to give it the values. Here I'm going to give the value China, and here is the value US. When we click on the China option, then this country have the value China. If we click on the US, then this US have the value US. And here I want to tell you about another thing. Here you see that there is a month and the day and the year. It have not any value at the start, but here you see that there is a first value at the start, and you can create a dummy value. Here I'm gonna create a value which have the option country. It shows the country, it have not any value. When we select it, it have not any value. So now when we load the page, so it have the first value that shows that what this option representing. So now we can understand this option representing the countries, and like this you can create anything. Here I'm gonna create the month, and here is the option, and now here I'm gonna close it and create another select. So I hope you understand. This is a separate select option, and now I'm gonna create a separate select option. So this, you can create the options as many as you want. You can create the select options as many as you want. And here I'm gonna write the month, and here is the March, and here is the April. You can write as many as values you want, and you also need to edit these values. Here you need to write March, and here is the February, and here you can also edit this. And now let's check it. So here are the months are created. I'm just showing you an example. And another thing, that is the selected attribute. When you load the page, then a specific value is selected. Here I'm gonna write it selected. So when we load the page, so the Europe is already selected. So here you see that the Europe is selected on the screen. And another thing that is in the form is the text area. The text area is present in many websites, that is used to get the comments of the users. Here is the text area, and here is its closing tag. So now here the text area is created, and when we load it, so here you can see that this is a text area. This box is a text area where you can write any text. And you can also give it a rows and the columns. Here I'm gonna give it the rows. Rows are 10 and the columns are 100. So now its width and height is increased, and you can also adjust it. And the next thing is the button. You can create any type of the button using the button tag. Here is the button, and here I'm gonna give it the value click, and it is the type of email, or you can write the submit, or you can write the text. So now here the button is created. So it have, you can create any type of the button, and then like submit. So now a submit type of button is created. Here you see that I'm gonna load the page, and here is the click button, but it have not the specific address. So this is a way of creating any type of a button. And another thing is the border around the form. Here I'm gonna create a border around the form and the heading of the form. Here what we need to do, we need to write the field set. Here is the field set. You have to write the field set after the starting tag of the form, after the opening tag of the form, and close the field set tag at the closing tag of the form. So now load it. So here you can see that a border is created, and here you can create a heading of the form. How to create it? After the field set you need to write legend or legend, and here is the legend, and here in between these legend tag you can write anything. Here I'm gonna write user information, and let's check it. Here this heading is created. So this is the way of how we can create the forms. In the next lecture I'm going to discuss the different input type, how to create an input field which takes the password and the emails and all other things, numbers and the month and dates. So let's check it in the next lecture. Hi guys, in this lecture I'm gonna teach you how to create the different types of input field. Here you can see that on the Facebook there are many types of the field where we can input the password and the email and some other things. So now I'm going to teach you how to create the input fields like this password for the emails and the telephone numbers and all other things. So now first of all I'm going to create the input field of type password. Here is the password. So now you can input the password in it. Here you can input the letters and the alphabet, and all these things are converted into the static. And the other thing is the checkbox. You can also create the checkbox in many when we are installing the software. So there is a checkbox present which says that I accept the agreements and all the things. So you can create a checkbox like this, you can tick it, and you can also create the label for it. Here you can create that label and the text. And the next thing is you can also create a input field of type button. So then a button is created. This is a empty button, and you can give it the value. Here I'm going to give it the value click. So now here you can see that. And the next thing is the number. You can also create a input field of type number where you can input the number. Here this is the field, you can input the number and also the alphabets, but here you are also able to specify the range of the numbers. Here Here you can also specify the range of the numbers. Here I have corrected, and here you can see that you can able to put the numbers only in this field, but you can also able to specify the range of the numbers. Here I'm gonna write minimum, and minimum number is 0 and the maximum number is the 10. And here I am also gonna give it a name. The name is test. So now here is the field, and here you can see that this is the lowest value and this is the highest value. And you can also create the value for this when you load the page, so that number is present in that field. Here I'm gonna give it 9, and here you see that when we load it, so the 9 is present. And you can also create the step. So first of all, what is the step? The step is just a jump. When we click on this button, so here you see that the 10 is converted into the 9 and 9 is converted into the 8. So this is, it have the one step, and you can create a step of 2 or 3 values. Here I'm gonna give it the step of 3 values. So now when we click on it, so it reduce the value by 3. Here you can see that it increase or reduce by 3 values. And the next thing is the date. You can also create an input field of type date. Here I'm gonna create the date, and now let's check it. And here you are able to input the dates and all things. Here you can see that you can change it, you can change anything. And you can also able to specify the minimum and maximum date. Here I'm gonna give the minimum date is 2000 is the year, and then hyphen, and then 12 month, and then 6 day, and 6 December 2000. And the maximum date is the 2016, and the month is August, that is the 8, and then hyphen, and then 6 is the day. Here is the 6th day. So now let's load it, and now here you can see the minimum date. Here I'm gonna put the years. Here is the minimum date. Here I'm gonna select the minimum date, and here you can see that the minimum date is 2000, so it cannot goes down to the minimum date. So here is a little error. We have not write the day in the 2 digits. Here I'm gonna write 6th day. Here is the 26 August. So now let's load it, and now here you can see that it cannot goes up to the 2016. Here is the 2016, and here you can see that this is the December, and we cannot go beyond it. 2016, we can not go above the 2016, and we can also not go above the 2000. Here you can see that this is the 2000, and when we click on it, so it return to the 2016. And now this, remove this step and value, and you can also give the value in the same format, first year and then a month and then day, like this. Here I'm gonna give it the value 2013, month is 7th 07, and then the day is 5th. So now let's load it. So here is the value, 5th July. So now here I want to tell you another thing, that is you can also give the date time. Here I'm gonna remove it and show you how you can give the date time. Date time local. The full syntax is the date time local. So now you can clear it. So here you can see that here you can able to select the date, and then here is the minutes, and here is the hours, and here is the AM PM. You can select the time and the date. And the next thing is the color. You can also input the color. Here is the color. Here is the color picker. When we click on it, so you can select any color. And the other thing is the time. You can only able to put the time. Here you can select the time and hours and all the things. You are also able to put the week. It shows the full calendar. You can also able to put the month and all the things. Here is the one is the month, or sorry, this is the first week. If we select any date, so it shows it is the second week of the 2016. So in this way you can put the week, and you can also input the month. Here you can see that here when I put the 7 date, so it shows that this is the date, this is the January of 2016. And you can also input the number. Tel defines the telephone number. Here you can input the telephone number or any alphabet, and then you can also create a search field where we can search the things in our website. For this you have to use the PHP. You can also give it the type of the URL. Here is the URL. You can input the URL HTTPS and all things www. And you can also input the email. Here you can able to input the email. So this is the way how we can input the different values in the form. And in my next lecture I'm going to discuss the attribute of the input fields, how to disable the input field, how to make the input field for read only, how to place the placeholder like this. This is a placeholder, first name, last name. This text is a placeholder. How to apply the required attribute for the different fields. So let's see in the next lecture. If you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion on Udemy. I will help you as much as I can. Hi guys, in this lecture you will be learning the different attributes of the input fields. So here you see that in the Facebook page, here I'm gonna load the Facebook page. Here in this page you can see that this is a text, this is a placeholder, and there are many attributes are applied on these fields. So now I'm going to teach you these attributes. So here I'm going to edit this and create a simple text field, and I'm going to give it the name is test, and then the value is Peter. So now let's load it. And here you see that we can edit this name, we can put another name. So this is editable. If we don't want to allow anybody to edit this field, so what we need to do here, we just need to write the read only attribute. So this field is become read only. We cannot edit this field. Here you can see that we cannot edit this field. This is a previous page, so we cannot edit this field. And you can also disable this field. Here I'm going to give it the disable attribute. Here you can see that this field is disabled, so it have the changed color. And now we can also give the size to the field. Here is the size. So size is the length of the field. I'm going to give it 50. So now its length is increased, so here you can see that. And you can also give the maximum length. So what is the maximum length? The maximum length is just the number of characters you can input in the field. Here I'm gonna write the 5, so you can input the only 5 characters in the field. I'm gonna remove it and put the characters. Here you can see that I am typing, but the characters are not typed into this field. And the next thing is the placeholder. You can also place a text in the field that represent what this field about. Here you can see that this field is about the first name, and you can also create the text in it. Here I'm going to remove this value and place a placeholder, then equal, and in between these double quotes you can write any text. I'm gonna write this field is for the first name. So now let's check it. Here you can see that this field have the first name text. So when we write any text, so the previous text is removed. So this is the way we can use it. And the other thing is the accept charset. So what is the accept charset? Here I'm gonna write the form tag, then we can understand it clearly. Here is the form tag. So here I'm gonna write the method is post. All the letters are capital in the method value. And now here we can give the attribute accept charset. The accept charset accept a specific character set values. Here I'm going to write UTF-8. So now you can input all the characters. So now this form accept only those values that belong to this character set, that is UTF. So now another thing, that is the no validate attribute. Here if we apply the no validate attribute, then the values will not be validate when we submit the form. And the next thing is the autocomplete attribute. So what is the autocomplete attribute? Here I'm going to write the autocomplete attribute. It automatically fill the field with the previous values like this. Here I have put the name Asad in this field, so it shows the previous value. Here if I put the random values, then it shows these values here. Here you can see that these are the two values which I have put in this field. So I'm gonna create these autofillings. So what we need to do here, I'm gonna write input type is equal to submit. And now let's check it. Here I'm gonna put some random text. Here is the random text. So here you can see that this is the autocomplete. This autocomplete attribute show the previous value we have put in that field. So now the next thing is the require attribute. Here I'm gonna put the require attribute, and I'm not gonna reload the page. Here I want to show you something. Here if I submit the empty field, so it is submitted. But here you can see that in this form, when I try to submit the empty field, so it shows the notification fill the fields. So here I have write a attribute required, so I cannot submit the empty fields. Here I reload the page. So here we need to remove the no validate function, because require attribute validate this field. Here you see that when we submit this empty field, so it shows a notification. So in this way you can use this attribute. And the next thing is the encryption type. So what is the ink type? Ink type is the encryption type, and it have the three values. First value is the text plain. This is the plain. So now when we give this value, and when we fill the fields and click on the submit, so all the spaces are converted into the plus symbols and the characters are not encoded, and all the characters are stored into the destination or into the databases. And if we give it the value multiple, and here is the form data. So now when we give this value, so the characters are not encoded. The characters are not converted into the special characters or anything else. It is just used for the heavy files when we submit the picture. So this value break the picture into the small pieces. And the third value is the application /x ww, and here is the form, and here is the URL encoded. So now this is the value, and this value is used when we want to convert the spaces, and when we want to convert the characters and the letters into some other letters, or it is used to hide the data while submitting the form. And the next thing is the pattern. We can also define the pattern of the values, a pattern of the given input. Here I'm gonna define the pattern. So when we input the password while we are sign up for the Facebook ID, so the password must contain the capital letters, lower letters, and the special character. This is the pattern. So here I'm gonna specify a pattern. It contains the capital letters and the lowercase letters. Here you see that it is a capital alphabets and the lower alphabets, and then its quantity is 5. Only 5 letters are allowed in this input field. So now I'm gonna load it, and here I'm gonna put the letters. So here you see that please match the requested format. So now I'm gonna fulfill the format: capital letter, lowercase letter, and the 5 letters. So now it is submitted. So this is the pattern. And the next thing is the image. You can also upload the image. Here I'm gonna copy this and remove it. And here what you need to do, just write the name and the type of the image. If the image is placed in another folder, then you need to write the complete address. If it is in the subfolder, then you're only able to write the subfolder name. Here the image is in the subfolder. I'm gonna write a.jpg. Here is the image is in the subfolder, and now let's reload it. And here we need to specify the width and the height of the image. Here I'm gonna write 200 pixels, and then the height is the 100 pixel. So now let's execute it. Here we need to change the type of the image. Here this is the source, and here we need to write the type of the image. Here I'm gonna write the image, and then here is a little error. So write the type of the image and then source or the address of the image, and now reload it, and here is the image. So then the next thing is how we can upload the file. Here now I'm going to show you how we can upload the file. Here remove this width, and here is, and now remove it, and now here I'm going to write the type is the file. We have to upload the file. So now we can upload the file on this page. Continue, and here you can choose any file. Here I'm going to choose this file. You can upload it Avast UI XZ, and you can also upload the multiple files by writing the attribute multiple, so you can select more than one files. Here you can select more than one file. Here you can see that here is more than one files. I'm gonna refresh it, and now you can select. Here I'm gonna go into my directory, and these are the two files. So the two files are uploaded. We can also able to specify the extension or the type of the file, like image. If we want to upload the image, then we need to write the accept, then equal, and then double quotes, and in this we need to write the image, then / static. So now we are able to upload the image. Here's reload it, and here now I'm going into my images. Here is only one image, so you can upload only the image, and you can also write the audio file here, so you can upload the audio file. If you write the video, then you can able to upload the video file, and you can also able to specify the extension like .jpg, .png, any extension .html, .php, then it will upload that kind of file. Here I'm gonna write the HTML, then it will upload only HTML type file because it have the extension of HTML. Here you creation and 5 websites and files. So here you see that this is a image folder. It have a image, but it is not showing the image because it have to upload the HTML file. Here if we select the HTML file, so it loads the HTML file. So this is the way we can use the different attributes on the form. If you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion on Udemy. I will help you as much as I can. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next video. Hi guys, in this lecture I'm going to teach you how to add the audio video in our HTML page. So first of all, I'm gonna add the audio in our HTML page. Here what we need to do, just type the audio tag, and there is the closing tag. We are able to add only OGG, WAV and the MP3 format audio in the HTML page. If we add any other format audio, then it will not supported by the browsers. So we need to add the MP3, OGG or WAV. So here I'm gonna write controls. Here we have to write controls, and here we need to write source, and then we need to write the source, and then the address and the name and the extension of the file. So I have copied the file in my same folder where the HTML file is placed. So if the file is placed in a different folder, then we have to write the full address, and if the file is placed in the subfolder, then we have to write the name of the subfolder. But now we have to write only the name of the file, that is b.mp3. b.mp3, and .mp3 is an extension here. When we click on it, so here is its extension .mp3. So now after it we need to write type. Its type is audio and format is MP3. So now let's load it in the browser. Here reload it, and here you can see that the file is loaded, and I'm gonna play it. Here you can see that this music is played. So this is the way we can add the audio. And now if we want to add the two audio files at the same time, so how to add the two audio files? For example, here I'm gonna copy the previous, and here is our audio file, and now here is the MP3 file. This is another MP3 file, and now here I'm gonna add the both two MP3 files at a time. So here is the c.mp3, and now let's load the browser. So now here let's play this file, and here the first song is play in the browser. Why? because browser execute the first song or the first mp3 file. Why? When the browser start executing this file and browser reach at this statement, then browser load that file whose format is supported and the file is available. But here both files are available and both formats are supported. Then browser play the first file because both files are present, and the browser gives the priority to the first file. Here I'm gonna edit the name of the first file, and now this file is not existing in the folder. And now let's load the page, and here you see that the second song is played. Monolove by Edward Maya. Nice song. And here I hope you understand, if first file is not present or the format is not supported, then the second file execute. And now I want to show some controls. Here you can give the controls autoplay. So when the browser loads the file, it automatically plays the file. Here you see that it automatically play the file. And the second thing is the loop. So when the song is finished, then this loop attribute again play the audio file or song. And the next thing is the muted. So when we load the file, it is muted. Here you see that the song is played but it is muted. And the next thing is preload. So what is preload? The preload have the three values. First value is auto. So when we load the page, then it automatically loads the audio. And the second value is the metadata. We can also say it meta. And the meta loads the author of the audio and the content of the audio. It just load the information about the audio file, and we can also give it value none, so it cannot do anything. And the next thing is how to insert the video in a page. Here I'm gonna make it in a comment. Here is the comment. And now here I'm gonna show you how to insert a video. And here is the video, and here we need to write the controls to put the controls. And here what we need to do, just write the source, and here is the src, and here we need to input the file name and the extension. If the both video and HTML file is in the same folder, if it is in the different location, then we need to put the complete address. Here I'm gonna put a.mp4. So the video formats that are supported by the browser are mp4, webm, and the ogg. These three formats are supported by the browser. And now we have to write the type of the file is video, and its extension is mp4. And here you can see that this video is edited, and now you see that it is played. And now here we are also able to put these four attributes. Autoplay, here I'm gonna put the autoplay, it play the video automatically. Here you can see that. And the second one is loop, muted, and you can also put the loop and muted when we load the video. And here we are also able to put the preload. Preload have the same function that is in the audio. We can give it the value meta and auto, and the none. Auto automatically loads the video. And the second thing is we can also put the two videos at a time. So what video will be played by the browser? the video whose format is supported or whose file is exist, that file is played by the browser. And at the first, browser check the first video extension is correct, first video file is present, then browser play this. If this is not present, then browser play the second, and then third, and then fourth. You can put the videos and audios as many as you want. So now the third thing I want to teach you is the how to add a plugin in a web page. So what is the plugin? The plugin, there are many plugins we are using. The plugins are used as a helper application or helping softwares. Uh, these are the helper softwares. It is used for scanning viruses, it is used for display the map in the websites, it is used for verification of the bank IDs, and it is also used for adding the image, audio, video in our web pages. So now I'm gonna add a audio or a video in our web page using using the plugin or by creating a plugin. So there are two tags, two elements we are able to use. First is object. Object element, create an object in our HTML page. Here is the object, and here we are able to put the data. So data contain the address of the video file and the extension of the video file name. So if the file exists in another folder, then put the full address. And now let's load it. Here I'm gonna,
don't mind the backdrop, I was filming a video, so I had some lighting set up.
I'm gonna comment the previous thing. Here is the comment. So now let's load this, and here is the video is loaded, and you can also give it the width and the height. Here is the width, and height. Here is the width and the height, and you can able to play these videos. Here you can see that. And the second way of adding the plugin is by using the embed element. Here I'm going to use the embed element. Embed, here is embed have only the starting tag, if it have not any ending tag. So here we need to put the source and then width and height. Here I'm gonna put 200 height, and width is 500. And here is the sources a.mp4, and now let's load it. Here you see that this second video is added by the embed element. Here is the embed element, and now I'm gonna teach you how to add a video from the YouTube. Many websites directly give the link of the YouTube video in their web page. So how to give this? Now I'm gonna teach you. So now I'm gonna teach you how to add the video from the YouTube into our web page. There are three methods to add the video from the YouTube to in our web page. First is directly copy the embed code and paste it. It is using the frame, HTML iframe. And the second is using the object, and the third is embed. So now I'm gonna make it in the comment. And now what we need to do, just go to YouTube. Here I have already opened the Bugs Bunny cartoon, and then right click on it, copy the embed code, and here we have to paste this code. So here you can see that this is the iframe, height, width, and the source is this, and the frame border is 0, and then allow full screen to allow the full screen. And now reload our page. So here you can see that this video is edited. You can play this video. Here I'm gonna close this. So this is the way of adding the video, and now I'm gonna add the video using the object. Here is the object, and here is the data, and then here is the closing tag of the object, and then here in between these inverted commas we have to paste this link. Here is this link. So now let's load it. So here the two videos are present. Here is the object video. You can see this video. And the third method is, I'm going to copy this, that is embed. Here I'm going to remove it, and what we need to do, just write the source, and here is the embed, and let's load it. So 3 video files are present. Here you can see that this is by using the embed. So this is the way of adding the video from the YouTube. In my next lecture I am gonna show you what are the HTML5 semantic elements. See you in the next lecture. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed my previous lecture, and now in this lecture I am gonna teach you HTML5 semantic elements. So what is the HTML5 semantic elements? Before discuss the semantic elements, I want to tell you something. Here this is the CNN website, and here you see that this is a header. In this header, the programmer developed a navigation bar to go on the other pages, and this is a sidebar, and this is a content area where all the content is placed. This is a content area, and here this is a footer. The footer contain the information about the social links, and it also contain the menu, second menu in the page. And now I want to tell you something. Almost every website is developed by using the div. You have already know why we are using the div. The div is used to manage the content. The div contains the other HTML elements, and we can adjust the content in our web page. But now HTML5 introduce some HTML5 elements, some special HTML5 elements that we are able to use to manage the content. For example, we are able to use the header element for making the header, and we are able to use the sidebar element that is used to make the sidebar, and the section element for the block of the content, and we are able to use the footer element for the footer. So now here I'm going to show you how to write the header. We are able to write the header like this, and in between these two tags we are able to give the content. But here I'm not going to show you the real example of the header because we need to apply the CSS. I will do this work in the next section. And the other element is the footer. The footer is for creating the footer, that is the last content in any web page. Here is the footer, and the next thing is the section. The section is used for placing any block of content. Here is the section, and now I will show you the section. Here you can see that this is a section, it contains the content. This is another section, it contains the content. And the other thing is the sidebar. For creating the sidebar, the element name is aside, and for creating a navigation bar we have another element, that is the nav for navigation bar. What is the navigation bar? The navigation bar is this. All this logo and this search field and all these things are in the header, and header have the navigation bar here. And the next thing is the main. What is the main? The main contain the unique content in a document. It cannot contain any content that exists in another page. For example, all of this web page, all the content in this web page is placed inside the main. Or we can also say that main contain the all content, it contain the unique content, it contain the full web page. And the next thing is the article. The article contain the independent content, it contain the content that is read by the user independently. You have already seen the articles in many websites. And the next thing is the figure. So what is the figure? In the figure tag you can add the image and their description. So now here I'm gonna add the image. In the figure tag here we need to write the figure, and here we need to write the closing tag figure, and then in between this we need to write image img source, and here is the subfolder and then a.jpg. The image is placed in the subfolder. Here you can see that this is the image A and its extension .jpg. So now reload the page. Here is the image, and you can also add its detail. Here what we need to do, fig caption. Here is the fig caption, and here we can say that this code is from SKSI or whatever this thing is. So here is the code, and here is the text. And the next thing is the detail. So what is the detail? The detail tag is used to give the detail of anything. Here what we need to do, just write the detail tag, and here is the detail tag. And first of all what we need to do, we need to write the summary. Here is the summary open tag. First of all we write the summary, any text in it, and then after this we need to write the paragraphs of the details. And then the next thing is the time tag. If we want to give the time in any paragraph, then we have to use this tag. It will specify the time in a special format. Here we can write the time. So this is the way how we handle the HTML5 semantic elements. So see you in the next section, that is about the CSS. If you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion in the course. I will help you as much as I can.